You know, this morning I was thinking about the fall and what happened immediately after the fall, what God told the serpent. Basically, he said, I'm going to send a man down to destroy you. That would be Christ. So, immediately what happens after that, what Satan's plan is to taint the bloodlines so that a Christ can't come, and he can't come through the bloodline of David. You know, there was Cain and Abel. Cain slew Abel, and then there was Seth. But he starts tainting the bloodlines. And and then you get to Noah's time, when I believe giants filled the land. I was talking to a preacher man one time, and he said, God used Noah because he was righteous. Well, no one is righteous, and I'm not going to say that Noah in some sense wasn't righteous in God's sight, but I personally believe Noah was 100% human and of a certain bloodline. And so God flooded the earth of all the giants and saved Noah. Satan almost tainted all the bloodlines so he could stop Christ. And then the flood clears out, and we start over again with a certain bloodline. Do you know that the central bankers are all inbred? They brag about it. They claim there's no shame in their game. But they all marry their cousins and stuff like that. Why? Because of the bloodline. They're open about being, they're open about knowing that they're of the Nephilim bloodline. You know, it says, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be when the Son of Man returns. What I believe we're fixing to witness right now is something almost like a flood. But it ain't going to be a flood. It's going to be something different. Like a 10th plague. Because we have been run by Nephilim. See, at the beginning, Satan wanted to taint the bloodline to stop the Christ. When Christ came and did what he did and destroyed Satan forever, now he just wants to taint the bloodline so he can prevent anybody from being saved. Kind of like a mark of the beast kind of thing. Anyway, I was just sitting here thinking about that, and I probably didn't articulate it well. But, yeah, I've been thinking about this for a little while and woke up thinking about it. And I remember that conversation I had with that preacher dude about 15 years ago who said, no, Noah was just righteous. That's why he used him. Having no clue of what was actually going on. Anyway, I hope this message helps somebody. You know, we've been literally run by the Nephilim. The crossbreeds. They look like human. Back in the day, they were giants. And I'm not going to speculate on what they look like today. Today, they look like humans. They look like humans. I'll end with this. A man named Aleister Crowley, if you don't know who he is, you should look him up. But he summoned a demon in 1917 in Egypt. And the demon's name was Lem. Aleister Crowley was the most wickedest man in the earth. He got kicked out of all kind of countries. He was a wicked dude. He called himself the Great Beast 666. But he summoned a demon named Lem in Egypt, and he drew a picture of this demon. You should check out what that demon looked like. Welcome to the Great Deception, which I believe God is about to step in, and almost like what he did with the flood. You know, you got holly tree wood. Oh, the list goes on and on of the places that have cast spells on all of us. All of us. And it all goes back to the central banks. I don't care anymore. I'll say their name. And the Jesuits. Don't forget the Jesuits. If this video even goes through. You want to avoid being deceived and all the stuff they throw out here at you, having you chase your tail. Hey, did y'all hear about Taylor Swift? Hey, wait a minute. Did you hear about the racist guy? Oh, my God. What about that actor that got... Oh, my God. Pay attention to Christ and walk on water. look at all the distractions and chase your tail and sink. Anyway, have an awesome day.